Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 2, First World War and Russian Revolution, lecture number 8. Friends, we were discussing about the factors responsible for First World War. Friends, in the previous lectures, we discussed about how their circumstances arised for that lead to this First World War. Friends, we clearly understood about how this greedy nature of these powerful European countries that lead to this First World War. It is a very remarkable event in the world history. Friends, we learned in the previous lecture how these powerful nations, how these European countries started establishing its colonies for the sake of earning more and more profit, establishing its colonies and increasing its power, exploiting the other weaker countries. This was the only motive. Friends, due to this nature and believing of colonization in the other countries, this greed lead to exploit them to other countries. We learned in the previous lecture how these European countries took control over Asian continent, over African continent, and established its major colonization in its maximum part in the world. Friends, this greed of colonization was not stopped up to any one or two countries. Majority of the powerful countries that walked on the footsteps of each other. Each country had the greed of earning more and more profit from other countries. The powerful countries always exploited the weaker countries. And due to this reason, if we look the pages of the world history, there are many references of such wars which had such a destructive results. Friends, if we just talk and hear the word First World War, we can imagine how destructive result it would have been happen. We can say, as it is a part of our culture, that we never think that any kind of war can be good. War can never be good, because there is a loss of huge property as well as people in any kind of war. Whether any country gets victory or any country gets defeated in the war, but it's never good. There is loss of something or the other. Victorious country also loses. There are lots of human resources. Lots of people dies in this war, though they become victory. So friends, as our Indian culture believes in peace and non-violence, the reason is this. We never moved ahead or we never encourage any country for war. And this makes our country to stand in the incomparable position among the countries of the world. Friends, we learned how these European countries started capturing the weaker countries. We learned when they were conquering the Asian and African countries, when China was weak. These European countries, when China was weak, England made the Opium War, and due to this Opium War, China was defeated and opened its 5 ports, due to which reason the gate was opened for these European countries to enter into China and establish their trading rights. Not only China, but after that, looking at the weakness of China, now Germany, France, America, they all came and exploited China. After that, they also entered to achieve the oil resources and establish their colony in Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. So, we also discussed how they exploited even the African continent. Because during the Industrial Revolution, Asian and African countries were a huge source of raw material for them. They can earn maximum profit from them. How the Dutch people established their colonies in South Africa, then England took control over Cape and Algeria. King Leopold of Belgium, he took control over Congo. Italy took control near the areas of Red Sea. Spain and Germany also took control over some province of East Africa and West Africa. Friends, here maximum areas were covered by them. We discussed in the previous lecture that there are total 8 factors that were responsible for this First World War. First was Sedan War, second was economic factor, third was militarism, fourth was groupism, fifth was philosophy of war, sixth was the role of newspaper, seventh was how the groupism came into existence, the fierce nationalism, and eighth was the beginning of the war. So friends, we discussed about these 8 reasons, how these factors lead to the First World War. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the Sedan War, in which we discussed that this Sedan War happened between France and Germany at Sedan in France, and that is why it was known as Sedan War. Then we discussed that Germany defeated France in this Sedan War. So again, here the war became responsible. A small war became responsible for the big war, that is the First World War. When France was defeated by Germany, France was forced to sign the Frankfurt Treaty in 1871. According to this treaty, France had to pay a huge war fine and give away its 2 provinces, Lorraine and Alsace, to Germany. And this treaty was found humiliating, insulting for France, and France decided to take revenge with Germany whenever it got time or whenever it got more strength than Germany. Many historians think that this Sedan War was primarily one of the important factors that was responsible for this First World War. Today, friends, we are going to discuss one more factor, that is the second factor, economic factor. Economic factor. Friends, as we all discussed in the previous lecture, that these European countries wanted to take control on the maximum area just for the sake of earning maximum raw material from the other countries. Here it is said that by the end of 19th century, England had established here by the end of 19th century, means at the last years of the 19th century, England had established its colonies in the major part of Asia and Africa. Friends, here it is said that by the end of the 19th century, here it is said that England had established its colony in the major part of Asia and Africa continent. By the end of 19th century, before the 19th century ends, the last years of this 19th century, it was very important in the world history. It was this period when England had established its colony in major part of Asia and African continent. Here it is said, these Asian and African countries were a huge source of raw material for England. Here it is said, friends, that these Asian and African countries were the huge source of raw material for England. They used to take away lots of raw material from England. Here it is said, for this purpose, they started expanding their rule. As we all know, that it was due to this purpose only that they started expanding their rule in the major part. Here it is said, they took raw materials to England from these countries, and used in their industries and use them in their industries. Friends, here it is said, they took this raw material. They took this raw material to England, means the raw material that is obtained from the Asian and African countries. First of all, friends, this raw material, what raw material? By this raw material is important. What is the source of raw material? Raw material means anything that is needed, any material that is needed to make any kind of final products. Whatever basic necessity materials are needed, that are known as raw material. Friends, for example, if we understand that for sugar industry, if we talk about sugar industry, what can be the raw material? The raw material can be for sugar industry, sugarcane, because sugar is made from sugarcane. So sugarcane can be the raw material for this sugar industry. Same way, if we take the example of cotton textile industry, what can be the source? What can be the raw material for this cotton textile industry? Cotton. So friends, lots of such industry that needed raw material was produced from these Asian and African countries, because without raw material any industry cannot develop, because the production of industries is dependent on the quality and quantity of the raw material that industry is having. So friends, here these Asian and African countries produce raw material for England. Then in England took away this raw material into the industries in their country. Here it is said that these industries produce the final product in their country. Here it is said, during the last quarter of the 19th century, friends, here it is told that during the end of the last quarter of the 19th century became very bad for England, as Germany entered into the market of Asia and Asian and African countries. Friends, here we say the last quarter part of 19th century became very bad for England, because it was this time when Germany started showing its power. Germany also started entering into the market of Asian and African countries. Here, like England used to take raw materials to England and make the final product and sell in this Asian and in this open market of Asian and African countries and earn a huge profit from these Asian and African countries. So now, it was this period, the last quarter part of the 19th century, that Germany entered into the market of Asia and African countries. So now, up to now, England did not have competition with any other countries in the market of Asia and Africa. But now, when Germany entered into the market of Asia and Africa, now England had the competition of earning economy with Germany. Here, to withstand in the competition, Germany started selling goods at cheaper price than England. Friends, here it is said that to withstand in the competition in these Asian and African countries, already England was standing over there in this Asian. Now, if Germany want to withstand in this competition in the market of Asian and African countries, then Germany had to take some important decision. So what Germany did? If Germany would sell the product at the same price like England, then it will not able to earn profit and it would not able to step its selling product into the market. So Germany at the initial stage started selling the same product that the England sold. Germany started selling the same product at more cheaper price than England. So obviously friends, we all know that if anyone gets the same product at cheaper price, then obviously the consumer will buy the product from that particular company only. So here, now in the market, when Germany entered and started selling the product at a cheaper price than England, so now what happened? England started getting loss rather than profit. Now here we say that England started getting loss rather than profit. So here it is said that England started getting loss rather than profit. So now England also started the competition with Germany and had to sell price at a low rate, and this left them to loss rather than making huge profit. Here it is said these competition of establishing power in open market lead to dissatisfaction between both the countries. Friends, here it is said that this competition of establishing their power in the open market Now both the countries wanted to earn huge profit. So now the competition started between Germany and England for earning more profit, for holding the place in the market, and this led to dissatisfaction between both the countries. Now both the countries were dissatisfied with each other because economically England was facing a huge loss after Germany entered into this open market. So friends, here we can see this economic factor. Economic factor means related to economy. This was one of the economic factor. How England got economically lost by the behavior of Germany entering into the market of Asia and Africa. Friends, we look that at the end of the 19th century, England had established almost its power in most of the Asian and African countries. They used to sell its products. They used to take the raw materials from the Asian and African countries. They used to take them to England. And in the industries in England, they used to make the final product from them. And again, they used to sell the same product in the open market of Asia and Africa. Before Germany entered, England was willingly selling their product as per their own rules. But after Germany entered, now the competition started between both the countries in this open market. Germany started selling the same product at the cheaper rate than England. So England started getting lost in this trading. Due to which reason? The difference started. This lead between dissatisfaction between both the nations. So friends, today as we discussed about this economic factor, as you can know that how this economic factor started dissatisfaction between both this country, and this again lead to one of the important factor of moving towards the First World War. We learn about the another factor in our next lecture. Thank you.